Uy, alam mo ba?
Ayon sa research ko,
Did you know?
Updated ka ba dun sa...
FYI, ito ang kaalaman para sa kabataan. For Youth Info, the podcast.
This podcast is brought to us by the NATCO Youth Committee and the NATCO Children and Youth Team.
Hello, kabataan, and hello, FYI listeners. Welcome back to another episode of the For Youth Info, the FYI podcast. We're now on our 18th episode, and if you didn't know yet, this podcast is brought to you by NATCO Children and Youth, the youth program of the National Confederation of Cooperatives that fosters development and leadership among young people. The program is managed by NATCO Children and Youth Team in collaboration with the NATCO Youth Committee.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, a seasons of lights, love, and hope. Pero ngayong taon, marami tayong pinagdaanan bilang isang bansa, mula sa kalamidad hanggang sa hamon sa buhay. Kaya naman, gusto nating pagnilayan kung ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin ng liwanag sa dilim. This episode is close to our hearts because it reflects the meaning of liwanag sa dilim, showing that even in life's darkest moment, the youth shine with hope, resilience, and compassion, leading the way for others to see the light.
All right, and joining us today is an inspiring young leader and passionate youth advocate. He currently serves as the chairperson of the Supreme Student Cooperative Officers, or SSCO, Board of Directors at Cordova Catholic Cooperative School, where he leads efforts to strengthen student governance and participation. Beyond the school, he also holds leadership roles in various community-based youth organizations, championing values-driven initiatives that promote empowerment, collaboration, and service. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Jarrell Can Makilang Baguio.
Hello, good morning everyone. Good morning DJ and good morning Atikiana. It's nice to see you today.
So welcome to the For Youth Info podcast. We're so glad that you can join us today.
Yes, it is also
Kumusta
a
ka
pleasure.
naman?
I'm good actually. I just came from my exam.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling wonderful as usual. There has to be a brighter day.
Bago tayo magsimula, nagkamustahan na tayo, and I also want to kamusta Jarrell sa school. I heard na marami kang mga projects na nagawa, Jarrell, no? So, can you share us kahit konti lang naman kung ano yung mga recent projects na nagawa mo?
Yes, the SSC or the Supreme Student Council of Cordova Catholic Cooperative School is indeed very active. Recently, we just conducted a youth forum, and also we have given all our students hard hats as part of our initiative for the earthquake preparedness and also the renovation of our new office. So there are a lot of happenings in the student council.
Aba-aba,
so-
very productive, no? Ang galing.
Congratulations, Jarrell.
Thank you very much.
Let's start with something reflective muna. So, when you hear the phrase liwanag sa dilim, what does it mean to you? Especially now that there were in this season of this rebuilding and reflection.
Well, actually, Liwanag sa Dilim, actually, I've known it first time as a song, of course. But Liwanag sa Dilim has a more deeper meaning, and that is hope, no? Hope means from the word Liwanag sa Dilim. As a student, especially as a youth leader, we have to look forward. We have to look for hope, especially when the students or the students of our school, especially the youth, looks up to us, which is why we should not lose hope. Within us, we should always bring the liwanag sa dilim. We should always bring hope within our community and our constituents.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's beautiful, Q, no? Very reflective yung response niya na there's a little bit of hope every time and every day
Yes.
na makikita. Sometimes, being a light doesn't mean shining the brightest, no? It's about showing up and sharing warmth when others feels lost. But now, let's be real. Sometimes it feels like we're facing the same problems again and again. How do you personally stay hopeful when you see those same issues repeating, Jared?
So when these same problems always keep repeating, me personally as a very spiritual person and also coming from a Catholic school, it is very vital for me personally also as a youth and as a human, as a person to always have hope, to always have faith in God because through God all is possible. And we should always consider that these challenges does not give us hindrances to continue in life, but instead we should use it to develop ourselves, to strengthen our hope, to strengthen our faith, not only for ourselves, but also for the betterment of our society. That is how I stay hopeful.
So I really like that. It reminds us that hope isn't absence of problems. It's the
Yes.
courage to believe that every small actions still matters. For me naman, I just want to share, for me, how I stay hopeful when I see the same problems repeating again and again. Yung mga Gen Z na nag-speak up online, that what's give me hope. Kasi they do not speak for politics lang. They also speaks mental health, climate justice, equality, and even good governance. Sino ba namang hindi gusto yung good governance,
Yes.
'di ba? So, and I also see many young people na nagvo-volunteer, joining cleanups, organizing donation drives just to help those who are in need, especially in this time of crisis. And speaking of crisis and speaking of mga donation drives, we've seen so many typhoons and earthquakes this year. So, it's really heartbreaking. From your perspective, what do these challenges reveal about the strength and heart of Filipino people?
These calamities, these recent calamities, especially here in Cebu, who was very struck with the recent calamities. We've had earthquake, we've had typhoons all in the same month. And it was very challenging, especially from those people who were affected on the ground zero, of course. And this shows and this reveals the spirit of the Filipino people that despite these challenges, we are still able to hold on to our faith, to hold on onto the Bayanihan spirit, to hold on onto our dear saints in your Santo Niño, and especially to hold on to what's dear. And that is the importance of life and the importance of life of others. And the spirit of the Filipino people, you can really see it through their progressive minds of how they love to support others. They want to provide relief goods. They want to continue to help others rise up from those calamities. That is how the Filipino spirit is being revealed. Though negatively, through negative, like earthquakes and typhoons, after all that, meron pa ring progress, meron pa ring good things that happened right after the storm.
Totoo yan. So, every disaster brings pain, no? But it also reveals how strong and compassionate we are as Filipinos. But may isa rin ako nakukuhang pointer sa'yo, Jar, is it is strong faith you have kay God, like spiritual guidance na you have and maintain despite everything. But to move on, sometimes politics can feel so heavy and disheartening, especially for young people. So, what advice would you give to the youth who want to make a difference but don't know where to start? I'll start muna on my on. Kasi when I think about making a difference, I think about the concept of purpose muna. I myself evaluate like ano munang purpose and ano munang ma-offer ko sa iba. Like if kaya ko ba 'to and kung hanggang saan muna yung kaya kong gawin, dun ko siya i-evaluate sa sarili ko. And it doesn't matter kung ano yung difference na magawa mo as long na nandyan ka and nag-try ka on your own. So how about you, Jarrell? Anong mabibigay mo sa aming advice?
I think as youth leaders, no, I think you could also relate that public service is indeed a thankless job. I think you all know that. And so my advice for the youth is that, especially for those who would like to create change, to conduct change and to be the change, is that they should always, always have faith in God, and they should and they must abide with their conviction, and they should always follow what is right and listen to the people, because actually the youth has a lot of potential. What's lacking is that how we, the youth, could provide, could implement, could show that potential that we have. And recently, no, the previous elections, as you all know, when we were voting, we were struck with a very hard dilemma, and that is when we were trying to vote, it is the same family, that just the brothers and sisters who were fighting for the same position. And so we thought that if we keep on voting these people, why not we let the youth run for these positions? Why not give the government new faces, to give the government people who could relate, who knows the pain, who knows the struggle of the people? And I think through this, by starting to vote, by starting to run, that is the advice that I could give to those youth who are trying to create a difference in our society. Be the one who could create the change, be the one to vote, and in the future, be the one to run for that position. Yes.
Yes. Yes, I really like that. That's such a good advice, Jared. No, so service doesn't always have to be grand. It can start in a small acts like helping your community, being informed, or standing up what is right. To share naman mine, I would tell them don't wait for permission to serve. That's it. Kasi leadership doesn't begin in government. It begins in your choices. So you can make difference in your school, your barangay, your small organization, or kahit big organizations man yan, or even if how you treat people daily. So learn to question, to research, to speak up, and to collaborate. So when politics gets messy, let your integrity be your compass. So moving forward to our next question. Some say disasters expose not just our weaknesses, but also our unity. Have you witnessed any moments of bayanihan that gave you hope for our future?
Yes, of course, I have witnessed a moments of bayanihan long before, since during the pandemic, especially now. Let me give you an example. During the September 29 earthquake here in Cebu, it was, I think, a 6.9 or 6.1. I forgot that. But after post-earthquake, a lot of Cebuanos were very eager to help those in need, especially in the north, who were the most affected. And I was also included, and I was also the one who was there, who witnessed how the Bayanihan spirit of the Cebuanos was really giving me hope, that there are still people who would like to provide help from those who are struggling in life. So yes, there were a lot of people who were eager to help Jude, and their relief goods were not cheap. No, the relief goods was spam like that. Yung mga ano nila, yung gatas ng mga bata is talagang branded, not just only their brand, no? And also diapers for the old people. And it came to a point where there were a lot of relief goods that people from the north just said na hindi na nila gusto ng water. They wanted Coke na daw. So it was very funny at that time. But still, the Cebuanos were able to rise up, and that is because of the eagerness of the Filipino people, of our nationality, of our love from one another, that helping those in need is really vital in nation building.
You know what, Q? These stories are the reason why we keep on going. That it is a proof that in every tragedy there's always a light of compassion and shared humanity. O galing yun kay Jarel ah. Despite everything that's happened, what role do you think faith or spirituality plays in keeping the nation strong during hardships? Although may na-mention ka na, but can you enlighten us on your own perspective, then, Jarel?
Actually, religion or belief system acts as a moral guidance for those people. And I believe that faith and spirituality served a very significant role because through the values of the religion, the values of helping others could really help us during our hardships. And me personally, during times of hardship, all types of hardship, I never forget to seek guidance to God. Because for me, there is always a time when I am seeking guidance, answers, or God's guidance really do show up. So I never lose faith, even though I have experienced the worst times of my life, but still I was able to hold on to my faith, to hold on to hope. Because as they say, hope never disappoints.
Yes, that's really good. So, it's really beautiful, no? For many Filipinos kasi, faith is what keep us grounded. It gives us strength when the situation feels out of control. Kagaya nga nung na-mention ni Jarrell. So, it becomes our anchor, reminding us that we are not alone and that brighter days will come. Being optimistic kasi yung parang coping mechanism natin, eh. Hindi sa lahat, kasi di naman lahat nagiging optimistic, eh. So, whether it's a prayer, reflection, or simply believing in something greater than our struggles, faith gives us the courage to keep moving forward. Speaking of moving forward, so if you could remind young people one thing this Christmas, what would it be? Especially about finding light even in darkest times.
Christmas is not only about Christmas trees, is not only about gifts, is not only about the fireworks, but Christmas from the very beginning of its meaning, it is the birth of Christ. And Christmas, I hope for young people that they should use this as a reminder, no, that the Christmas season is a season of which we will be able to reflect within ourselves, to provide help for other people, and to be the help for the other people. Which is why we, the youth, we carry our own light, and by sharing it, we make the world even brighter. So this platform, as we conduct it now, is also a way so that we can expound more, we can give more to people through a tiny doings like that. Christmas should always be within our hearts, and we should always cherish its very meaning, and that is the birth of our Savior. And the birth of our Savior means giving, means love, and means unconditional support for other people, especially those in need.
That's so true, Jarel. When you think of Christmas, dun yung time na magkakasama-sama kayo ng family mo. It's a beautiful reminder that hope is contagious and every small act of kindness becomes a spark for others.
And I
Yeah.
would also remind the young people that light doesn't always come from grand things. Kagaya nga nung na-mention nyo na it may start with the tiny little things. It's the little things in life. So most of the time, it comes with the simplest acts of kindness, compassion, and presence. So Christmas isn't only about celebration, it's about connection. And if you are struggling, don't be afraid to reach out. And if you're in a good place, try to be someone's source of light. You have mentioned kanina, Gerald, that you are struggling at the point na nasa darkest times ka na. So, can you share what experience is this, if it's okay to share? Then, how do you cope up with it?
One of the challenges that I faced before was about set boundaries within my student leader life and as a student as well. I think we all know that naman. And I was very struck with a very difficult dilemma. So what I just did was I reflected upon myself, created a hard choices, and just decide from which of those choices is the most credible, and which one of those choices, even if it is hard, but still it would help me and help myself develop for the betterment for myself also.
Actually, yung na-experience ko rin yan na-experience ni Jarel. Mga student leader kasi tayo.
Yes, I think we
Yung
all
set,
experience that.
yung setup kasi niyan is parang nagkakadilema ka kung
Mm.
paano mo aayusin yung aura mo towards other to gain respect and also to be adored. And somehow, same sentiments na by the very end of the day, di mo siya makukuha sa iba. Kundi ma-evaluate mo lang naman yan sa sarili mo. Yung mga darkest times na yun rin yung mga oras na magre-reflect ka kung paano yung outlook mo towards sa iba.
Another follow-up question na naman. So, it is related sa mga disasters na nangyari sa
Mm.
Philippines. So, it's the earthquake and it's the typhoon. Kasi sa akin, when the earthquake happened, I came from school. So, pauwi pa lang ako sa bahay and I was commuting. Then, I just ride VHAR pauwi dito sa Cordova. So, when the earthquake happened, hindi ko talaga siya masyadong na-feel kasi akala ko lang umaalog yung sasakyan. So, sa'yo naman, Jarrell, ano yung nangyari, specific na nangyari nung earthquake? And for Dij, yung Typhoon O1, paano kayo nakapag-help sa community niyo?
So actually, during the earthquake, I just watched a movie at that time, and I was in bed na because I just came from our living room. And then it is still very fresh in my mind what happened. And I was about to share that post na October to be better. And when I clicked on share, talagang umalog talaga yung bed ko. Ano ba nangyayari? And I thought na I was alone, no, in my bedroom. So of course, akala ko I'm having another ghost stories na naman.
Sa Bagyong Uwan, I hope you guys, lalo na dyan sa Cebu, are doing alright and fast recovery sa mga nangyari. But on our end, we're just so glad na di naman ganun ka-OA talaga yung nangyari sa Bicol, sa bahay namin, sa community namin na halos okay naman yung sistema. Di naman kami ganun kabinaha, pero ang lakas-lakas ng hangin. At least sa municipality, may ginawa silang action. So yung ginawa rin namin way na to help others was to open our home just in case may mag-evacuate.
For me naman, sa initiative naman na ginawa ko during earthquake, typhoon, small things lang naman kahit yung mga pag-share. Nag-share lang ako ng mga sa Facebook na donation
Tama.
drives. Then, I also wrote a letter to address to Natco. I asked for help kasi alam ko na mahirap bumangon pag walang tumutulong. 'Di ba yung iba namatayan, nawalan na ng bahay. Pero nung earthquake talaga, na-amaze talaga ako sa mga Cebuano kasi walang lista-lista and most of the donations, kagaya nga nung na-mention ni Jarl, most of the donations, they give it personally para matap yung mga ibang mga areas. So they personally handed the donations. And I don't know if na familiar kayo dito. May mga engineering students from CTU na gumawa sila ng website or app ba yun? I don't know if I'm right. Na para siyang map ng Cebu. Tapos if may mga legends na color red ba yun or orange, yun yung mga heavily affected, they need donations para mas mabilis matrack yung donations. Sino yung mga nag-need ng water, nag-need ng mga clothes or anything. So, dun ko talaga nakita yung spirit of bayanihan. And also, the liwanag sa dilim. Liwanag sa dilim kasi, it means choosing to see possibilities instead of just seeing the problems. So, it's like telling myself that we've been shaken, we've been going through a lot, but we are still standing. And that itself is the light. So, I think that's it for the podcast.
Well, I felt very inspired. I was so glad to meet you, Jared. You are so inspiring. And thank you for sharing your story to us, especially to our listeners as well. Now, to wrap up, This has been episode 18 of the FYI podcast, Liwanag sa Dilim, Youth Stories of Hope this Christmas. A big thank you to my fellow podcast hosts, Kiana, and to our listeners for being part of this meaningful conversation. Once again, I am Darius.
We hope that the stories and lessons we shared today inspire you to be a liwanag sa dilim in your own life and even in the life of others. So remember that even in challenging times, hope, resilience, and kindness can guide us forward. Healing and growth are journeys we walk both alone and together. I really love how you do initiatives sa school natin and even outside the school. So continue what you are doing, and I'm so proud of you. You know that. So we'll see you next time here on our For Youth Info podcast, Kaalaman para sa Kabataan. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you
so
very much
much.
also.